Thank you for joining us for this special presentation of CBC Saskatchewan News. I'm Allan Pulga, and I love food. For the past couple of years, I've been taking you on a tour of all the vast and varied fare that Regina has to offer. And it's not just about delicious food, it's about meeting the people and hearing their stories and why the food they make is so important for them to share. We start with Japanese food. Move over, sushi. These days, it's all about ramen and yakitori. What's yakitori, you ask? We caught up with the Regina restaurant owner and chef, Tony Yang at Tipsy Samurai, to find out.
Hi, I'm Tony Yang. I'm the owner and head chef of Tipsy Samurai. Tipsy Samurai, we bring Japanese yakitori to the city and the happy izakaya cultural thing to the city as well. I've been through going to Japan to experience them, and then going to the bigger city. I see all the newer restaurants come out in the bigger city have a really good vibe. It's mixed kind of Western and Asian culture together. So this is what I might come up the idea of the Tipsy Samurai. And the yakitori is it's pretty new to the city, but it's really popular in other bigger cities. That's why we always wanna challenge ourselves to bring new stuff into the city here. To me personally, it's like when everybody gathered together with your friend, you share a plate. It's more like a tapas, like when you're smaller dishes, but everybody can enjoy that, and you can order a bunch of them on the table. For the yakitori part, we want to keep it as traditional as we can. So we kind of give a little twist on some stuff. This square it's not like your traditional, I'll say kebab or some other stuff you're doing at home. It's sweet, a little bit salty, and have those charcoal flavor. The charcoal are the key of the yakitori. It gave that flavor into the meat. We do have a lot of people come in and then they look at the bottle and say, well, this is cool, can I have an ounce of that, and can I do this? And we make a lot of cocktail with it as well, so then people can try everything. Then you can have a beer and a couple yakitori. We make a combo and let people know this is the way how you eat it. I like when people enjoyed my food. Open a restaurant, sure, you're making your living, right? But what makes me really happy is when I hear people say, I love your food, compliment about our flavor. You work so hard to make a meal, a food, and bring it out, people can enjoy them. That's what really makes me happy, really happy. It's a passion.
Pierogies, cabbage rolls, and sausages are a staple for many of us here in Saskatchewan. But you don't have to make them from scratch to savor their homemade flavors. Peg's Kitchen is happy to help fill your plate.
We want to look like down-home cooking. We want to look like Grandma made the meal. Hi, I'm Peg Lightby. My husband and I own Peg's Kitchen. My husband's name is Vern, and we've been here since 2002. By far, people come here for cabbage rolls, sausage, and pierogies. We're both from German background, and both of our mothers were fantastic cooks. So we learned from our mothers. Yeah, did we make mistakes? Oh, you bet we did. So I made, I don't know how many batches in the start to get the recipe right to sour the cabbage. We did have our 25th wedding anniversary on the farm, and we served 250 people, and we cooked all our own food, and part of it was homemade sausage and cabbage rolls. And so people really liked them, and as they were leaving, they said, you should sell this food, it's so good. And we thought, whoa, maybe this is something. And we started at a craft sale in the town of Lumsden. So we took samples of our food and handed out samples of the cabbage rolls until they were all gone, and we sold every box we had. And we were on cloud nine. We thought, wow, isn't this something? Yeah, that's how Peg's Kitchen was started. We moved in 2002 because we had a commercial kitchen in the basement of our home, and it was getting too small. And we also wanted to get to more people with our product. And when the health inspector came, he gave us a license for catering, and we said, what, catering? We don't even know how to do catering. Oh, he said, that goes hand in hand, girl, you'll learn. We started with small ones, 20s, 30s, 40s, and we've worked up to hundreds. Well, I'm most proud of how far it's come and where it is today and all the customers we have. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. When you see them here at Christmas time and they're lined up coming from the door for hot food and from the freezer for the frozen food, it really makes your heart happy.
Now, if you're a foodie who appreciates fine wine with your meal, I've got just the place for you. And while it's a wine bar, the owners pride themselves on being anything but pretentious.
There is a bit of a stereotype for wine bars where you're going to come in and I'm going to be in a tuxedo and insult you, and it can be intimidating for people. We wanted to kind of wash that away. Hello, my name is Joshua McLean. I am the owner of Homestead Bar à Vin in Regina, Saskatchewan, Regina's first natural and biodynamic wine focused wine bar. I worked in a restaurant in Montreal, kind of fell into working in restaurants, and I remember the servers used to do like wine class at the end of the night, and they would let me kind of hang out. And everyone kind of has that aha moment if you're into wine, and mine was a wine called La Tour de Bie from Médoc in Bordeaux, and I remember smelling green pepper. And I remember my friend Dave going, yeah, that's right. Having that aha moment, it was just kind of all, I guess, downhill from there, but uphill, I guess you could say. I met a prairie girl, of course, my lovely wife, Leslie Genoway. I met her in Montreal, and she lived here, and we kind of did a long distance thing for a year and a half, and then I ended up moving here. And when I moved here, I went to the liquor store and came home, and Leslie laughs now, but I was like, we're gonna move because I can't live here, because wine was so important to me, and the wine that I drank was predominantly old world wine, biodynamic wine, and the selection that we had available to us was not good. So I started a wine import agency specifically to buy my own product, to drink my own wine. And then, kind of fast forward, this opportunity came up to open up this wine bar. We want this place to kind of feel like a pub, but we just have wine and maybe more French food as opposed to beer and chicken wings. We have wines from $6 a glass to $60 a glass and everything in between. So it's very much for everyone. If you want to come and have a quiet date night on a Friday, it's the wrong place. We get pretty rowdy here. It's a lot of fun, and it's really a way for people to approach wine in a really fun and kind of disarming way.
We've got more after the break.
They have put on everything from music to poetry to political conferences. You could do absolutely anything in that space. So we really wanted to keep that alive.
A long-standing Regina business has artfully reinvented itself, and a pair of brothers is cooking up meaningful dialogue from their food truck.
We start with our food and trying to reach people through that, and it leads to so many other amazing avenues that can help have those conversations.
Welcome back. The recent resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement has inspired two Regina brothers to connect on an even deeper level with their community. Using food, their openness, and their contagious positive energy, Tabo and Tiro Matembu are serving up creative vegan food and meaningful dialogue from their food truck, T-Box Concession.
Food is the medicine that can get us through this, and so every day we love to feed our community and have engaged conversations, whether that's about veganism, climate change, Black Lives Matter. Leading our food as a conversation point has been very powerful for us. Hi, I'm Tiro Matembu, and I'm co-owner of T-Box Concession. I'm his brother Tabo, and we both work there together. Turning vegan, initially me and my wife were, it was our conscious effort to lower our carbon footprint. So it was essentially just an environmental motivation. However, it's morphed into animal welfare, diet, lifestyle, and living in Saskatchewan where we have an abundance of plant-based proteins. We want to encourage people of a vegan diet and the benefits of it. I had been a cook on off for 15 years, and turning vegan had really inspired my want to have my own restaurant, and knowing that the easiest step was having a food truck. And so, yeah, I let my little brother in on my dream, and we made it happen.
Yeah, for me, it was just as soon as I got the call and I was thinking about working with my brother and starting our own business, I was super excited. And it was my first actual cooking gig, like for an actual job. And so it was a lot of learning off the start, but good teacher. He's been working in kitchens his whole life, and yeah, hit the ground running. Tira lives a block that way and I live a block this way, and it's amazing to be part of the community and then being able to work here as well. I haven't lived in a place in quite some time where I know majority of my neighbors on my block, and I can say hi to anyone as I'm coming by, or if I need help with anything, I know I can just go across the street or down the block. We make our food, and we've had so many good conversations with people coming through, whether that's customers or other business owners and other people, but that's how we jump started. We start with our food and trying to reach people through that, and it leads to so many other amazing avenues that can help have those conversations.
Stepping into the Cure Kitchen and Bar in downtown Regina, a bench-to-ceiling built-in bookshelf along the back wall catches your eye. If the vibe feels familiar, it's because it is. The Cure is a reincarnation of the Artful Dodger, which closed in 2017. Let's take a closer look at what's on offer.
Are you hungry? We got the Cure for that. Are you thirsty? We've got the Cure. Are you just bored and you want some entertainment? We've got the Cure. Hi, I'm Morgan Chokera, and I'm a co-owner of the Cure Kitchen and Bar in Regina, Saskatchewan. We all worked together at the Artful Dodger, which was a different restaurant in Regina. And the owners of that restaurant decided to retire. They wanted to get out of the restaurant industry, and we had an opportunity to sort of build something of our own, which is something that individually we had thought about a lot. We've all worked in the service industry for so long that, you know, you learn the things you really love and the things that you wish where you were working would do differently, and the things that you wished you could build all in one space. So we have an all-day menu that runs seasonally, so it's around for 3-4 months at a time. And it's got all the classics on it, you know, your meaty sandwiches, your homemade burgers, that kind of stuff. But then we also do an evening menu that changes every month, and that allows our chef and his team to be really creative.
I'm Allan Lopez-Baylis. I'm the head chef at the Cure Kitchen and Bar. So I was born and raised in Mexico, a city called Obregón, instead of Sonora, border with Arizona. I moved to Canada when I was 18, and I started cooking professionally when I was 20. I always loved food. I always loved watching my grandparents and my grandmas and my mom cooking, but I never thought I would be doing this for a living until I got into the kitchen for the first time, and everything started there. I loved it. I just want customers to feel happy. We make everything from scratch. We love, we care about the food, we respect the food, and we hope to transmit that to the customers. So when they come, they're happy and they're happy to come back.
A lot of the partners, there's 4 of us, and a lot of us are either very involved in the music and art scene as a patron, or else involved as an artist or a performer. So that community has always been very important to all of us. And coming from the Artful Dodger, that place was a well-known venue. They had put on everything from music to poetry to political conferences. You could do absolutely anything in that space. So we really wanted to keep that alive, bring that down to the new space, and continue not only to support the community, but also to be a part of it and to just embrace it in downtown Regina. And our events have really dictated to some of the different groups that come in here, which is one thing that I really enjoy about having the events, because we'll have, you know, we have a Latin DJ night that's really popular, and then the next weekend we'll have a punk show, and then one evening there's a jazz band in here. So you bring in all these different groups of people, and you can cater to all of them, and you can have them all enjoy the same space. You don't really have to turn away anyone, which is really nice, and it's really fun to see so many different groups in here enjoying the space as much as we do.
Stay with us after the break. Empanadas and pitas.
We have a lot of customers outside these two cities, like Weyburn, like Yorkton.
How one started out small and has grown to a multi-provincial business, and one business is returning to its roots because of the pandemic.
It's really important for me to continue that kind of legacy that my parents gave.
We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us on this culinary tour of Regina. If you've eaten pita bread in this province, chances are you've tasted Amado's pita. The company started off small, hawking pitas at local farmers markets. Now they make thousands of pitas a day to ship province-wide, including to big pita companies locally and into Alberta and Manitoba.
Most of the people, they would like our pita. Hi, I'm Kamal Hamoud. I am the owner of Amado's Pita Bakery in Regina. Since the time we start here, there is no pita bread bakery in whole Saskatchewan. And this pita bread bakery, we supply all the restaurants, the one use a pita bread. Like we supply extreme pita in all the branches and Regina in Saskatoon as well. We supply pita pit restaurants, all of them, in Moose Jaw and Saskatoon and Regina. And as well, we have a lot of customers outside these two cities, like Weyburn, like Yorkton. And sometimes we can receive some customers from outside this province, like Alberta, Winnipeg. I am from Lebanon, my citizenship. And the first landing, I came to Montreal, Quebec. And when I came to Canada, I came for entrepreneur visa. So I'm looking to make any business here in Canada. And I came to visit one time here in Saskatchewan. This is my brother-in-law here, so we came as family. And I like this city. It's a small city, it's not a lot of competition. And I choose to create a business, unique business in Regina. The first idea is a pita bread bakery, a Lebanese pita bread bakery. And after that, we go to the next step and we open a restaurant as well. And after a while, when I start the business, I grow up and I get a new idea that a grocery store beside that two businesses. Yes, we have a lot of bread every day. And especially when we start to see the Syrian people, you know, there are Syrian people that start coming for refugee system. We start to make more bread every day. We start make a huge quantity. I like the business. You know, I work with this business from my heart, and my goal is to grow this business. I'm looking to maybe open another branch in the future, and maybe I'm going to extend more space because I have another step on my goals that is going to be like a butcher shop. Like this way, it will be complete the business, like a pita bread, a restaurant, and the grocery store. And we still have the unique butcher shop, the Lebanese butcher shop.
The pandemic has forced many of us to really evaluate things in our life, whether it's your home, your job, or your relationships. For one Regina man, after a decade of cooking professionally in restaurant kitchens, the birth of his son pushed him to change it up. He's become an entrepreneur, and he's done it embracing his Chilean roots, starting with empanadas.
I've always wanted to start my own business. It happened really gradually, like COVID hit and kind of exacerbated a lot of the stresses that go with working in the food industry. The uncertainty was even, it was just leveled up. It kind of led me to kind of question where I was going and what I was doing. And then my partner gave me a call and said she was pregnant. And I said, okay, well, now I have to do something in order to be more available for my family and to be able to continue doing what I love to do. When he was born, it kind of, then it really hit home, and kind of the future really became really, really important. It was something that I never really cared about before in my life. I started July 16th was kind of when I took over the kitchen here and started to do my little promotion. I was projecting to make, just a couple hundred. I ended up making over 500 empanadas, and it was overwhelming. Like, we sold out, under an hour every single day. Chilean food is like always in the home. Like we didn't have like Dunkaroos or like fruit gushers and stuff for lunch. Like I hated it. I go to school and I had like a thermos with like cazuela, like it's like a Chilean soup. And I'd be like, well, why can't I have a fruit roll up and stuff? Like we never ate, like my parents were like, a lot of Chileans are really, really proud of where they come from. And for them to continue that, it's really important, through the food we talk a lot. At least once a month, we'd make a big batch of empanadas, and at first, I'd make them with my mom, I'd make them with my dad, and then it kind of led into a thing where, you start becoming part of the community, and so you start making it with your soccer team, you start making it with the Mosaic team, you start making it with other musicians, and it becomes kind of a way of fundraising to kind of get wherever you need to be. And so it's really important for me to continue that kind of legacy that my parents gave. The empanada itself it's really common all over Latin America, from Mexico to the most southern part of Chile. There's some kind of variety or variation on the empanada. The Chilean empanada really differentiates from everywhere else. Is really the dough is taken care of a little more like a pie dough or a pastry dough. So there's a lot of folding involved. It's a lot more flaky, it's fluffier, and then the filling. The typical Chilean empanada de pino is the ground beef with a boiled egg, a raisin, and some olives. And I know the combination sounds weird, but it's the most flawless, most delicious, most balanced thing you can think of. So eventually, I would like to have my own spot, my own kitchen. This is a rental kitchen right now. I'd love to open, a nice small bistro of a restaurant, and I want to feature dishes from all over Latin America, really. I want to the main focus to be Latin food and kind of take people into Latin America and kind of really showcase how rich and diverse the culture really is.
I hope you enjoyed this special presentation of CBC Saskatchewan. You can stay up to date on my continued tour of Regina's cuisine at cbc.ca/sask. And of course, you can hear my latest finds on the morning edition with Stephanie Langenegger. I'm Allan Pulga. Thanks for watching.